Good morning, students, teachers, and all staff of Furry Elementary. Can I please have your attention for the announcements? Well, yesterday in the morning announcements, we discussed this equation right here, E plus R equals O. And I want you to remember that this equation is here every single morning. It's always going to be on the morning announcements. And it's very important that we see it and that we think about E plus R equals O each and every day. Because whether we pay attention to that E plus R equals O or we don't pay attention to it, it's something that takes place every day, many, many, many times a day. Many times a day for you, many times a day for me, many times for each one of us here in Furry. And I want you to remember that the letter E stands for event. And remember, that event is something we have zero control over. We don't get to control when events happen. And events happen all the time. They can be good or they can be bad, but I just want to give you some examples. So let's say that this morning you have a dog at home, the dog barked, and it woke you up. That's an event. You have zero control over that dog barking and then waking you up. It's just something that happened. And now you have to get busy responding to it. Or maybe another event is you really want cereal for breakfast, but then you find out there's no milk. That's the event. We're out of milk. So how am I going to have cereal? Now you got to get busy responding to that one. Or an event that all of us have right now. It's a brand new day at school, right? We get to go through that event several times throughout the week. And these events happen whether we want them to or not. But what we do control is what we choose to do when the event happens. This is our response, which is that letter R in the middle. I control all of Mr. Common's responses, and each one of you control all of your responses. And then those responses help to lead to this letter O, which is outcome. We influence our outcomes, which means we don't completely control them, but what we choose to do can make a difference in those outcomes. And the more above the line responses we give, the better chance at getting the outcomes that we want or that we're trying to achieve. And we've got to understand that sometimes we may not get those outcomes right away. In fact, it may take above the line responses after above the line responses after above the line responses to achieve an outcome. But it's how we choose to respond over and over and over and over again that will help us achieve an above the line outcome. So let's do a real quick example. I'm using the chart that I showed in the announcements yesterday. And whenever we want to do an E plus R equals O, the two things we look for first is what is our event. And for today, we'll just use what everyone's going through today. Students and staff all have a new school day. This is the event. We don't have control over a new school day, but it's here. So what do we want out of our new school day? So the next thing we want to figure out or clarify is our outcome. What do we want from our outcome from today's new school day? We want to be able to grow, learn, and get better. Those are just one or a couple outcomes, and there may be many other ones you have throughout the day, but let's focus on this. We want to grow, learn, and get better. So if we want to do that, and we know that our event's a new school day, we have to start pressing pause and get our mind right and start thinking, what responses can we give to help us achieve that outcome of growing, learning, and getting better today? Well, I can come up with two right away. I need to give my best effort, no matter what it is. So maybe it's give my best effort on any schoolwork that I'm doing. Give my best effort on being a good listener. Give my best effort on everything that I choose to do. That responding with that above the line response over and over can help me achieve my outcome. And I have to be able to own my actions, right? Take responsibility for everything I choose to do. Because the more I own my actions and take responsibility, the more I learn from my own choices and learn how my choices can help me get the outcomes that I want. So as you go about your Wednesday here at Furry, keep in mind that E plus R equals O is happening all around us, all throughout the day. And it's our job to make sure that we're all working hard and giving our best effort to giving those above the line choices all throughout the day to make this a great day of school. And now will everyone please stand, face the flag, put your right hand over your heart, and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance and the Baton Pledge. excuse me, the Pirate Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the Pirate Pledge. At Furry Elementary School, we work to build trust so we can count on each other. We own our responses and take responsibility for our actions. We work to connect as pirates and support one another. We learn the pirate way so we can be the best versions of ourselves. All right. Thank you very much, Furry. Today is Wednesday, September 7th, 2022. And for lunch today, we'll have Tony's Cheese Pizza, steamed broccoli, diced pears, and a honey graham cracker. Sandwich of the week, if you choose that instead, would be turkey and cheese or peanut butter and jelly. We do not have any birthdays to celebrate at Furry today. So it will be that time for us to work to press pause to start our day so we can start to get our minds right. And remembering that we're going to have a lot of events that come our way today that we have no control over. So we need to make sure we focus on what we do have control over, which is our above the line responses we want to give. So let's go ahead and start by first breathing in for 4 and hold for 4. Now breathe out for 4. All right, very, very good. We'll move on to our other announcements for this morning. This is an announcement for students and for everyone. We are going to start using a different route for students to get to recess out to the playground from the cafeteria. So instead of cutting through the land lab for the time being, to get outside right away, we're going to have to go through the back hallways and exit out the back door that most students enter in at the end of recess. Just so we can get from hallways straight outside. We're going to avoid the land lab for a little bit of time right now. So students, as you are walking through the hallways, we have to keep in mind that there are classes going on. We have to make sure everyone has the best opportunity they can to learn. So as we walk through the hallways, let's make sure that we are remaining quiet until we get outside. So we're being respectful to all those that are working hard to get better in their classrooms at that time at learning and growing themselves. And that is going to be it for the announcements this morning. So let's make sure we're still working hard to trust, own, and connect. And let's make it a great day, Furry.